You may have noticed that there's something missing here. There's like a chest part that's not here. I have them off to the side. They do tend to pop off. For anyone else that has built the aerial, I'll have to ask. But these parts, they do tend to kind of pop off because the way they're situated is like they're kind of just pinched in, right? And so I was like, you know what? I don't want to run the risk of it popping off, and I didn't even notice. So we'll just kind of leave them off to the side, and then when we're ready to actually stick them on there for real, I'll glue them. But yeah, that's yours didn't pop off. Nice. You know what, Oni? You might be a better builder than me, because yeah, I've been making all sorts of mistakes on this thing. Putting parts together the wrong way. But yeah, what's up, Oni? Nice to see you here. You finished your Kshatriya, and then you were playing some Path of Exile. Are you a big fan of Path of Exile? It's been a while since I've played it, but yeah. Did I not do the other arm? Hold up. I'm not a better builder. You know what? It really sometimes just comes down to paying attention to the details, because yes, I absolutely have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done the other arm. I mean, it should be somewhere here. Oh, you know what? It's right here. Mystery solved. Case closed. It's just right here. Yeah, sometimes it's just a matter of paying attention, and I've definitely have just failed to pay attention to some little bits. Hiding with my glass file. I know, that freaking glass file was just running away from me. Finally found that. Played a bit when Chaos Orbs were the main currency, but now so much has changed. Yeah, I probably played around the same time as you then. And yeah, there's just a lot going on in that game now, and I cannot keep up. And I just didn't like, and Carmi will corroborate this story, but I did not like how your outfits and everything, your look is basically the same, and you kind of have to pay to look different, pay to look cooler. My guy just looked like he was wearing a potato sack from level 1 all the way to level 70 or whatever. It's a good game, but yeah, I'm actually playing Diablo 2 and 3. Yeah, you have to pay to look cool. Try burning Gundam and some spoons to test blue gradients for the flame effects. Ooh, fancy. That sounds cool. Right on. The 3D printed super buff Pokemon. I think I know the one you're talking about. That sounds hilarious. That is awesome. You just ordered 2 Slowpokes and the Sanding kit. Oh my gosh. Nice, nice. Is that like your Gunpla limit for this month, Chuk? That buff Pokemon. For now. For now. Exceptions might have to be made. Depending. There we go. Let's finish off this step here, and then we'll take a little break. There's still more to do on this page, but yeah, we'll take a little break. Ba, ba, ba. This kit is pretty fun. It's interesting just because it doesn't really look like the Gundams that I've been building previously. Not that I'm super experienced in building Gundams at all, but many of the Gundam kits that I have been building are kind of much more boxy, right? When you think about the shape of the arms and the legs are kind of very boxy, very straight. And this one here has more rounded features, more like you can see that there's almost like the suggestion of a bicep and the forearm. There seems to be more of a focus on creating a bit more of a feeling of the human form with this, especially when you look at the legs. As we get to the legs, there's more of a like a definition to the legs and the thighs, whereas again, when you think back to other Gunpla or Gundam designs, they're just very straight. So I find that very interesting about this build. Need to learn to take my time with building on stream. Yeah, actually, when I first started building on stream, sometimes I would just want to get parts together. I just wanted to assemble stuff and get it together, and then I would go back later and clean things up. I still have a tendency to do that, but you know, at the end of the day, really, it's totally fine. You can take your time. Eddie, what up, Eddie? How are you doing, Eddie? Nice to see you here. What's going on? Kami, G-Witch designs are cool because they've done like four different styled mecha designers. Yeah, I really like that. And I haven't bought a Faract, but I want a Faract because those are designed by the Armored Core designer, correct? As well as the Zawart. I want to get the I'm getting tongue-tied here. The Zawart. I want to get that one. Those look really, really cool. Yeah, how's it going, Eddie? How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Just waking up. Life hasn't chilled on me since the convention. Yeah, you're so busy. Busy individual. I was very happy to catch one of your store streams. That was fun. I hope we're in for more of them in the future. Hopefully. But yeah, I want to get the Zawart. Chook, same. I might build it, but nitpick off stream. I think it's fair. I think it's fair to nitpick. Mando, it's a fun kit. Has potential for some very funny poses. Needs a Gundam-sized desk and papers. Yeah, I saw that, Mando. Very cool. Corporate Faract. You know, there's a underlying current. I don't even know if you can call it underlying, a sort of running theme within Witch from Mercury about like corporations and everything, and how they drive like the industry and drive like war. So I mean, having a corporate posed Faract doesn't seem too unusual in a sense. Seems to fit. Kamifla, each company in Verse has its own mecha designer. IRL, right. Yeah, I love that. That's such a great idea, right? And it really kind of makes me want to at least get one from every company. Capitalism, baby. That capitalism, though. Andy, more of them. I need to figure out how to make my phone less hot. Ooh, yeah, it was running hot, eh? That's why it kind of like shut down after a while. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you can figure out a way to do that. Get it cool. Make it stay cool. Let's go through all these real quick. Kami, it's also like a sign of what can happen when companies become the government, right? Since they're like make all the rules. Yeah, that's kind of like the premise of cyberpunk as well, right? Which is to say, like, the overall cyberpunk, not just cyberpunk the game, but like the general feeling of cyberpunk is like Like, corporations run everything now. And even when you, was it Cyberpunk Edge Runners? Like, you see that time and time again, how like, these corporations run everything, and it's like, holy shit, this is, like, super depressing. Mando to Eddie, a fan would blow out all the sound. I wonder, like, if the resolution might help, like, depending on what resolution you're running at. That might help if you lower the res. There we go. Okay, we got some feats. There we go, guys. Some nice little Gundam feats. Aerial feats. I actually never noticed. I hadn't noticed that they look like this. They kind of remind me of Sonic the Hedgehog. They have a vaguely Sonic the Hedgehog. Are we gonna paint this aerial like Sonic the Hedgehog? Is that what's happening? No, I don't know. But yeah, look, you got a little toe bend, old toe bend. Beautiful heels, yeah. You'll notice that about some Gundam models. They got some nice heels. 15 and 16. So there's a bunch of Star Wars news today. Was it just today? I'm kind of a little out of the loop when it comes to Star Wars, to be honest. It's not because I'm disinterested. It's just hasn't really worked out that I can like keep up with all of this stuff. To be honest, there's a lot going on right now in terms of the world of Star Wars. I'm like, well, I'll get to it when I get to it. Not in a big rush. But the new stuff does look interesting. There's a Daisy Ridley came out. It was like Star Wars Festival or something. Daisy Ridley announced that she'll be in a new movie that's like, you know, gonna be 15 years later since the last you know, movie in the timeline. I mean, that's cool. To be honest, I'd rather they just start with new characters, to be honest. Actually, maybe we should shelve this conversation until Mando's here. I know Mando's a Star Wars fan. I'd love to hear his thoughts on the matter. But yeah, in general, I mean, all of it sounds promising on paper, at the very least. I wasn't too fond of the latest Star Wars series, the movies, that is. But, you know, whatever. I don't know if Daisy Ridley's going to be the main character, necessarily. Personally, I would have rather a movie having to do with Finn, but, I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows, who knows? Of course, we have the game coming out very soon. I think the new Star Wars game is coming out later this month. That's pretty exciting. I have not played that one, Fallen Order, but my brother did, and I was watching him play. Seems really good. This new one seems like it kind of takes everything from the last game and kind of improves on it. So that's exciting. I guess it's kind of like a good time to be a Star Wars fan, I suppose, right? In general, everything looks good. There was even a new Indiana Jones trailer, and that looked actually half decent as well. The original trailer that they had shown, it didn't look too promising. Like, I don't know, something about it just didn't really excite me. But the new trailer actually looked half decent for the new Indiana Jones movie. Who knows? Who knows? Again, who can really say with these things? A trailer is a trailer, and a lot of time and effort is put into making trailers look as good as possible, to the point where they might not even really reflect the movie that they're supposed to be teasing or being promoting, you know. Kami, I should play the first one again. I only got through the first half. Yeah, yeah. It again. I did not play it, but I watched my brother play like almost all of it, and he seemed to enjoy it. He seemed to like it. So there's some really nice moments in it, as far as like cool, hype, exciting cinematic moments. There's definitely a lot of cool moments in it. So yeah, I think it's worth playing through at least once. There's real puzzles in it too. Like that's the other thing. Like watching, because I've seen and played a decent amount of God of War. Those games and Uncharted, they have puzzles, but they're not really all that challenging. Do you know what I mean? And this game, Star Wars, has some real, I don't know if you want to call them like legitimately hard puzzles, but they feel more like challenging puzzles than something like you might see in Uncharted, for example. Okay. Then we hook this one in here. Yeah, the construction of this part here does remind me of 30-minute missions. Oop, wrong way. We always got to pay attention to the orientation. 30-minute missions. Yeah, that seems better. And this goes like this. Yeah, this is the way this whole kind of clips on. All of that does remind me of 30-minute missions. There you go. Cool. Cool. B13 and B14. And also, Final Fantasy is coming out pretty soon. The new Final Fantasy game, and Diablo. A lot of games coming out soon in a very and Street Fighter. Shit. In a very concentrated time frame. So, kind of have to pick and choose my battles here. What am I actually gonna play? Eddie, hell yeah, SF6. So is that this month, Eddie? That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so fun. Is it? Here, let me check. Let me check. Because, I mean, this month kind of crept up on us. Let me see. It was a month before EVO. Ooh, that's not much time for people playing to get used to it for EVO then, eh? June. Okay, so it's June 2nd. Okay, so we have some time. We have some time. I wouldn't mind playing some Street Fighter 5 in the meantime, to be honest. I mean, there's so many games I'd like to play. But yeah. Kami, I want D4, but I'm not going to pay 110 bucks. Is that for like a special edition version? Is it really that much for just the normal ass version of the game? That's a lot. That's a lot. I recently bought Diablo 2 and 3 again for PlayStation. They were on sale. And I'm having fun. Diablo 3 is like still a decent game. Better than decent, to be honest. I have fun. The normal is $89.99 tax. Yeah, holy shit, eh? Yeah, I have no idea how much it is. I guess so. But yeah, for us Canadians, definitely it's pricey, man. Yeah, that's why I kind of have to pick and choose my battles between like what games I'm gonna play. It's pricey, and then the time, like Like, I'd like to play all these games, especially Final Fantasy as well. It's like the first Final Fantasy game that I've been interested in for a good long while. But I mean, like, between the money and legitimately how much time am I going to be able to put into it compared to other games that are out there and all the other things I'm juggling and doing, like, it's unlikely that I'll be able to actually really enjoy it. But yeah. I bought Dragonflight Deluxe and only played for a month, so I don't know if I should waste money on Blizzard again. What's Dragonflight? Oh, that's World of Warcraft. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, especially for a big game like Diablo, it's possible there's going to be some hiccups straight out the gate, right? That they're going to be patching for weeks, possibly even months after it comes out. So in that sense, you know, it might be a good idea to chill for a bit and just wait and see. Diablo 3 famously came out the gate quite flawed. There was a number of issues with Diablo 3, and so it's not hard to imagine that that we'll experience a similar kind of issue with Diablo 4 when that comes out. As a matter of fact, the beta that I tried, there was a lot of server issues for that. And while that might be addressed when the full game comes out, it's not a guarantee. Okay, there is the knee. They're telling me something about the alignment, but I think I got it. I think I got all that alignment stuff down. B116 and A2. Kami used to spend like 16 hours a day playing WoW until I realized gaming is basically just a waste of time and I'd rather develop useful skills. Part of the reason I like gunpla. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, while I, to an extent, I agree it's like a waste of time, I feel like sometimes it's good to just have something to blow off steam and just mess around with. Then again, there are some games where I don't know if you want to say you're building skills, but it's, you know, it's just fun to play with friends and mess around with, and you sort of learn something about yourself sometimes when you play games. Like, for example, I used to play a lot of the Souls games, Demon Souls all the way up to Elden Ring, and I felt like I learned something about myself in terms of like becoming like a patient person, becoming like more, learning to be more analytical in a sense. But there's definitely games out there that can just break you down and just be like, oh god, this is a waste of time. Yeah, there's definitely games that are just like a treadmill and shit. Also, all games felt the same. It's just what skin do you want to use? Yeah, there's definitely an aspect to that, to a lot of games as well. I don't really play too many games, but definitely, especially if you're the type of person that plays, like, for example, like Gundam Evolution, which I actually played a decent amount of for a good long while, right? I heard that it's very much like Overwatch. I haven't played Overwatch, so that was kind of new and novel to me in a sense. But going back to your point about it being kind of pointless, yeah, at a certain point I kind of had to question and ask myself, like, am I playing Gundam Evolution because I'm having fun, or am I playing it because I'm just on this treadmill and I gotta grind and get this next thing so that I can play more and grind more to get the next thing and then play more, and you know what I mean? You're just kind of grinding and it's not really very gratifying ultimately. I mean, I don't mind the game. I still think that the game is pretty fun just to like shoot around and stuff, but yeah, after a while I kind of fell off of it. Which, you know, at the end of the day, I didn't pay anything for the game. I didn't put up any money, so I'm kind of fine with the experience that I had for it. Yeah. That depends on the kind of gamer you are. Yep. But yeah, like, I mean, obviously, I'm spending a whole lot more time building gunpla and stuff. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like, there's this aspect to some games where you can kind of get like into a community, and you can kind of like get to know a community of people through a game. You know, again, going back to something like Overwatch, I would assume that's a thing for Overwatch. I wouldn't know. But Street Fighter is a good example of Street Fighter and fighting games. There's a whole community built up around fighting games, which is cool, you know? But again, that can also be, the same can be said about Gunpla too. And of course, the online Gunpla community that I've met through streaming, like all of you guys, that's again something that's really cool that, you know, building Gunpla has afforded me. A lot of business people learned a lot from like online game marketplaces. Oh yeah, sell the ore. But yeah, it really depends on the game in some cases. Because like I was saying earlier, like I'm a huge fan of the Souls games, and yet I did not finish Elden Ring. I kind of stopped after a while, just because I felt like I had seen it all. Like, as original as Elden Ring was or is, it still at its heart was kind of like the same thing that I had been doing since Demon Souls in 2009 or something, right? It was still kind of like the same thing. So I did fall off of Elden Ring, and I may or may not even pick up. I may or may not pick up the Elden Ring DLC when that comes out. Kind of comes and goes in waves as well for me. I find that like there's some games out there that I'm like, not even games. I want to say like there's some hobbies out there that I'm super into, and then maybe after a while I kind of move on and get into another hobby that I'm really into, and then I move off of that, and it kind of comes and goes. Like, so I'll go really hard on video games for a bit, and then maybe I'll read some comics. I'll get into comics, or I'll read some books. I'll get into books. Blah blah blah. Warhammer. These days I'm kind of like trying to balance it all out and do a little bit of everything in a sense. But of course, there's much more of a focus on building Gunpla and painting Warhammer and building kits and all of that. I'm very much kind of focusing on that. And also streaming kind of feeds into that as well. Like, I actually bought some games recently, as a matter of fact. I was just saying that I really like Demon Souls. I bought the PS5 version of Demon Souls just recently at a comic convention. Got it at a deal, for a deal like 35 bucks, which is pretty sweet. And I feel like I'm going to be able to get through that and play it in a decent amount of time. But I also ended up picking up The Witcher the other day, and that was like $10. Witcher 3, $10 with all the DLC and everything. I thought that was a pretty good deal. I never finished The Witcher, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. That's nice, very cool. And that was a game that came out pretty early in the life of like the PS4 generation. So yes, I would really like to finish that game, because like I said, I didn't finish it. There we go. So there's one leg. Very nice. So one thing I'm noticing though is that the ankle is not on a ball joint. So it goes this way, forward and back, but not side. Oh, it does go side to side thanks to this part here in the foot, but not really up here so much. So that's kind of interesting. And there's some toe. Wiggle those toes. But yeah, I love the articulation on the knees. Love the bending of it. Like that's something that I always find very interesting about these models is the way that they construct the knee. And of course, this is just a high grade, so you have to imagine that in other versions, should they occur of this model, like a master grade or some variation of the aerial as a master grade, it'll look even cooler. But that's just about the coolest thing about these kits for me is the knees. And I'm looking forward to building a real grade because I hear that they got some good knees. Some good knees over at the real grade. Like I said, I haven't built one just yet, so I'm looking forward to that. So there we are. Now we have to make the next leg, but how about we move on and do something a little different. I tend to do that from time to time just to break up the monotony of a mirrored build. You gotta make the left leg, you gotta make the right leg. Sometimes I don't really want to do that. I want to make something else. I want to get onto another part that's a little different. So we can make like the waist, for example, and it'll be okay. It's not going to really get in the way of another part of the build. So let's do that. And also let's get a sip of my coffee. I made my coffee earlier, but I actually haven't had any. So let's get some of that. Ah, very nice. And let's open the window. I'm kind of opening and closing my window. I can't really decide what I want out of the temperature. Okay. Ooh, it's windy. Oh my god. Anyways, we'll see. I'll probably end up closing it again shortly. C14, C13. C13. Oh, it's cold. Holy shit. There's even old retro games that I want to play too. That's the that's the crazy thing. It's like there's so many cool new games that I want to play coming out shortly, but there's also a handful of old games, more than a handful of old games that I'd like to play. For example, Final Fantasy VI. There's like a pixel remaster that came out on PC, but it also was just recently re-released on console, like Switch and PlayStation 5 or 4 rather. And my understanding is that version actually has some improvements over the PC version. And one assumes that the PC version will get those improvements as well at some point, but yeah, I love me some Final Fantasy VI. I'd love to play that again. FF6, Chrono Trigger, a lot of old games like that. Yeah, there's so many games, and of course, much like the backlog that I have in Gundam and model kits in general, I also have a backlog of games that I need to play. That I picked up. I just mentioned that I had The Witcher, but of course I've got Demon Souls. I've got a bunch of Steam stuff that I bought. Those Steam sales. I think I managed to not buy anything at the last Steam sale. But there's a number of Steam games that I have that I've played just a little bit or barely. Some of which I wouldn't mind playing on stream as well. Like I've got Age of Mythologies. That's an RTS. I really liked that game. It's just like it's just like any RTS really, but the fact that you're using mythological creatures, based on real world religions and mythology. I think that's really fun. So I'm looking forward to getting more time into that one. But that's just how it be. That's just how it be. So many games. So many games. Nani? 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 Am I going crazy? This is it, right? Yeah. There we go. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. And now we put this, this is the hip. The hip. Red. Gonna use, I have one side of this file that I was reserving for red and other colored parts. Okay. I should ask Bacon what he's planning on doing for his Nightingale. He's presently building his Nightingale. I've got mine. Still chilling. It's just chilling. Man, I would like to add more detail to it because it is an HG kit at the end of the day. So the level of detail is like kind of appropriate for HG. Do you know what I mean? It's not very, it doesn't have a lot of surface detail in the sense of something like a master grade or anything like that. But because the Nightingale is so large, the HG Nightingale that is, because it's so large, you really feel that it's missing some detail on the surface in terms of plot plating and all that. You really get that feeling like there should be something more to it. Now, there is a what do I want to call it? A photo etched parts kit that comes in 2 phases. There's like 2 sets of photo etched parts that you can buy for the Nightingale to add more detail. And initially I wasn't thinking about buying it, just because I thought to myself, I'm gonna do some plot play, I'm gonna do some scribing on that thing. But I feel like at this point in my life, as far as my experience goes in scribing, I'm not really ready to jump in and tackle something that large. Do you know what I mean? Like I only just started to do some scribing with my Sazabi I showed you guys earlier. That's an SD Sazabi, of course, so that's a very small project, and I feel like I need to get more experience under my belt before I tackle on something like the Nightingale if I want to scribe it. I still might. I'm keeping my options open that I might. It's just that I feel like I'm a little more likely to jump into a photo etch part set rather than scribing that. Just ruin a PG, like yeah, let's go jump into a PG. You know, actually, that's a good point though. About jumping into something and just going for it, because I'm part of a Discord, and there was a member on the Discord that had been buying bootleg kits of existing Gunpla models like Perfect Grades and Perfect Grade Master Grades and stuff like that, because this person was kind of concerned about buying an official kit, spending a lot of money on a official kit, and then potentially ruining it, right? And my feeling is you're almost kind of better off buying an official kit, spending that extra money because the quality is there. Do you know what I mean? So for example, they showed a a master grade bootleg, the runner for the fingers and the hands. Do you know what I mean? That like weird finger runner where all the fingers are like splayed out and then you gotta bend it and everything to get into shape. They were showing the bootleg version of that, and there was a tremendous amount of flash on the runner and on the parts. You know, like the extra bit of plastic material. It's like a thin membrane of plastic material that you kind of have to slice off, blah, blah, blah. There was just a tremendous amount of that stuff all over this hand. And my thinking is kind of like, you know what? You're like I said, you're almost better off just buying an actual legit kit and not having to deal with the shoddy production values of a master grade, of a bootleg, that is, and then you can just enjoy yourself. And it's the money is sort of worth it in that sense because the quality is there. I'm not opposed to buying a bootleg kit. Like, you know, if it's something that you just really can't find any other way, and it's like shit, well, and the value is there, like in terms of the price, it's like shit, this price is so good, and you're willing to put up with perhaps some kind of shoddy production values. I don't think it's a bad thing, but my understanding is that this person was kind of new to the hobby, and their main reasoning was that they didn't want to ruin potentially an expensive kit. And like I said, my feeling is you might be just better off buying the big kit, the for real legit kit. Anyways, Kami, I like some bootlegs, yeah. And also there's like this, they're not really bootlegs, but they're definitely model kits that are strongly influenced by Gundam. I don't know what you want to call it, right? There's just a number of kits out there where what do you want to say? They're not bootlegs, but they're very much inspired by Gunpla and Gundam. And I think that's kind of okay. PG Name, what's up, PG Name? How's it going? How's it been so far? Yeah, we're doing okay. We're working on the aerial, taking our time, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's a very nice kit. It's got a lot of nice shapes, and the way that the parts come together feels interesting to me. It feels kind of unique compared to other Gunpla kits. Although that being said, some of the construction does remind me of 30-minute missions, and perhaps even the entry grade stuff. It's like taking some of the There we go, Carmi. Thank you so much for the fart. I appreciate it. Have we evolved, Carmi? Have we evolved from the nuts, from the nutting, and now we're tooting? You just got home, PG Name. Nice. Kami, Danban is great, for example. Has some issues, but they'll do plastic for a metal build, so it's like a cool way to get something that's like 500. Yeah. See, that's great. I think that's awesome.
Nut.
Oh, we got the nut too. Thank you so much for the nut, Carmi. Carmi's always good for a nut. How's it going, Carmi? Are you still visiting family or entertaining family? We are just chilling, working on the aerial. Ooh, just here for a second though. Are they, Chu? No, they are your emotes. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Or were those made for a client? I forget. But yeah, there's them legs. It's kind of what I was talking about. Like when you think of Gundam models, they often are more boxy, you know, the legs and everything. But this definitely has like the shape of a of a leg. This definitely conveys the sense of like of the human form, which is kind of unusual in the world of Gundam. All the curves, man. Carmi, yeah. I'm pulling for you, Carmi. I hope you can get it all done. We're all pulling for you. You can do it, Carmi. Wah! Shit. I mean, it's based off of Chicky, but they're for a client that wanted Chicky. Okay, I understand. I want Chicky. Make Chicky by fire. A2. A2. I love that blue. Yeah, it's really nice. And I think that the combination, the way that they've arranged all the colors is really, really nice as well. There's, you know, I very well might be changing these colors, but maybe we might actually use the blue. We'll kind of find the proper color of blue and use it for the rest of the model, perhaps, maybe. Maybe? Put this in here, the knees. I would really, really like a Ferract. I know that Mando has a Ferract. I enjoy the design. Ferract and... what is it? Ah, you know, the grunt. Whatever the grunt is called. The Zawart. I would like to get the Zawart and the Tikbalong. The Tikbalong, by the way, guys, you may or may not know, is named after a mythological creature from Filipino folklore. I have no idea why they chose to call a flying ship the Tikbalong. I don't know what the connection is there, how they came up with that association, but yes, that's where it comes from. Chuk, that's what I was thinking. I was like, sounds super Filipino. Yeah, especially when I say it like that, Tikbalong. But yeah, it's this like a horse demon that. Actually, I don't even know more. I did look into that when I first saw, but now I've forgotten. It's some kind of horse demon. That's the extent of my knowledge. It might be worth reading more into it and maybe trying to find the reason how or why it was called such a thing. And I don't know. See, then it makes you think like the Zawart that's the mobile suit grunt that you know, uses the Tikbalong, and yet I don't know if the Zawart is something from Filipino mythology. It doesn't sound like it, but I don't know. Yo, we got some spoons. Let me see them spoons. Oh, those are some damn nice spoons. Ooh, got a nice gradient there. That's exciting. That's good, bruh. You did that all just now? That's pretty hype. All right. So now we attach the legs to the hips, which I already did, because I skipped ahead. And now we do this. Ooh, 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 ooh. Aha, look at that, guys. Wow, this looks really neat. I'm liking it. Damn. It's amazing. Please link us up, Chuk. Unless it's like questionable. Yeah, this looks really great though. Wow. Very nice. Very happy with this kit so far. Now, let's get a little drinky poo. Get some coffee, running out. Kami, I feel like more dark blue with just some light blue on the tips is going to look better. Ah, for the flames. Right. You said it was going to be for the flames. Do you know I still have a lot of this stuff? Johnny Bootlegger. This is a new bottle, but we have so much of it. We have so much of it. We bought it primarily for St. Patrick's Day, and I did have some on St. Patrick's Day, but now we've got just a lot of it. So I took a little sip just now. Okay, so here we are. And let's do the backpack. We need C, A, and 11. A4. Is this something? Okay, understood. Tick along. I'm sure that there was probably some rhyme or reasoning to naming it that way, and that it makes a lot of sense if you really sort of thought about the lore of the story and the setting of the witch from Mercury and stuff, blah blah blah. But my initial reaction was, huh? Alright, whatever. Whatever. C31. Yes. Let's get out a couple more pieces. Actually, let's kind of clean up. Let's do a little bit of cleanup here. We've got a lot of particles that are accumulating. Get out the hake brush, the good old hake brush. This is like my favorite watercolor brush. I love this thing. But lately, pretty much, I've mostly been using it for this specific duty. Not much watercoloring going on. Where's my garbage? I don't have my garbage handy, so let's just do this. Oh, there it is. Shoot. I see it now. Let's just boop, 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 boop. There we go. Now, what do we need? B2, 22, and A17. Did I finish my coffee? Oh shit, I did. Well, we'll keep going and maybe I'll make more coffee. Who knows? Who knows, guys? Today, we might be going on for a little longer than normal. The fates have conspired such that I can, so let's do it. A17. And maybe we'll finish this baby up. Here we are, A17. It's a deity associated with travels in the skies. Oh, there we go. Wiki Tikbalong is the name of a unit in the wargame Infinity, which many of the war machines are given mythological names. I actually am aware of that game, Infinity. I haven't played it myself, but I love the miniatures from Infinity. And as a matter of fact, my local hobby store, they don't sell Infinity models, but they do have Infinity game nights, because it's actually quite a popular game. There's a number of people that prefer it over Warhammer 40k. But yes, that is really cool. So yeah, associated with travels in the sky. So there you go. That makes sense right there. Right there. Reference from a reference. Make more go bean juice. Yeah, we might have to. Cause I actually opened up a energy drink, and I was kind of like, not feeling this energy drink. I'm not feeling in an energy drink kind of mood. So I was like, how about we just have more coffee? Let's have more coffee. Ba, 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 ba. What are you guys all up to right now? What are y'all doing? Please let me know. Let me know. B2. Here we are. Ba, 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 ba. Ooh, the beam sabers, very nice. Yesterday, Eddie was streaming from his store. That's really cool. He did that before, but that had to go on pause. It's a busy individual, that Eddie Spaghetti. But also, I think it was a matter of like getting the right tech, getting a new phone or something like that. I'm very much looking forward to more store builds, store streams from Eddie. That's just really cool. I really like his store in Vegas. It's a very nice store. We've got a look at the interior of it. He did a little tour. Seems like a great place. And it's just neat. It's just neat seeing Eddie get to work and build stuff, and occasionally, more than occasionally, because it's a popular store, tend to the customers. Yes. Visit. Yeah, you should visit. How far would it be for you? Shoot, that might be... I mean, it's in Vegas. Chick, I'm cozy in my bed in my office. Nice. Keeping myself away from the fams is... Oh, sickly. Oh, no. That's right. Well, hopefully you're on the mend. Being sick sucks. I was saying... I mentioned it earlier, but... I had the massive headache yesterday. To the point where I was like, yo, am I sick? Is this sick, or am I... Or is this just like a headache? What is this? Is this a prelude to something worse? But yes, it was simply a headache, and I'm going to attribute that headache to eating spicy food. I had some spicy food, possibly more than I could handle, or I ate too much of it, and I got a headache. But it was good. It was worth it. 2-hour flight or a whole day drive. Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, seems like a great store. I would love to visit someday as well. Our homie Eddie. Usually when Gundam pulls lore, they go deep. Tikbalang might be a god from pre-Spanish Philippines in its Hinduism roots, also based on horse god that pulls the sun. Oh, that's the thing. That's the thing that actually, you just reminded me of it, because there is this notion of, like, the name of the series is called The Witch from Mercury, and there's a fairly overt kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Theme of witches and chasing down witches. The witches are the ones that can operate the Gundams properly, right? And the whole Gundam experiment, or whatever it's called, is forbidden, right? After it became forbidden technology in the fiction of that series, right? And so even this one here, Gundam Ariel, in the show, it's a mild spoiler, but for much of the show, they do not call it a Gundam for fear of the repercussions that would come as a result of it being officially called a Gundam, right? But many opposing mobile suits in this show have technology that can defeat Gundams, and specifically the technology that the Gundams employ, right? And it just so happens to be, if you look at some of those witch hunting Gundams, witch hunting mobile suits, because those themselves are not Gundam, they have crosses. Some of them have like a freaking cross that can defeat the witches. It's kind of interesting how they have that. Now, yeah, when you mentioned like pre-Spanish, pre-colonial Philippines, that's a very interesting connection there, because the Philippines had a whole religion, a whole culture that had been built up prior to colonialism, and the Tikbalang would have been one of those, right? Coming from Hinduism, and of course, when you think about it, the Philippines was one of those countries where it's the only Asian country, as far as I know, that is predominantly Christian or Catholic. Am I correct in saying that? I'm not entirely sure, but it's interesting how in the Philippines they had their own language, they had their own, way of doing things, and a lot of that kind of disappeared because of colonialism. So that's just an interesting little thing about the Tikbalang and using that name. But again, that's something where I'm just kind of thinking on the fly here, and so there's probably a lot more to it the more you kind of piece it together, to be honest. But it is interesting. Koreans too. Ah. But if I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, it's the only Asian country in the Philippines where English is the primary language, though, which is kind of unusual when you think about it, right? And you'll be hard pressed to find anyone that can speak or read and write in the native original Filipino script, accounting for various dialects and stuff, which I'm sure there's a great many of them. And it was only not too long ago, there was a UFC fighter, back when I used to watch UFC, pay attention to the UFC a little more than now, which is not at all. But there was this UFC fighter who's Filipino, and he had a bunch of tattoos on his back. And I was like, what are these tattoos? And he actually mentioned in an interview that it's like original native Filipino script, like the original native Filipino language. And it was so unusual. I had never seen it before, and yet I've been raised Filipino by Filipinos. I've been to the Philippines. I eat Filipino food, blah blah blah, and yet I've never had even seen this language before. That's just one of those weird things that I wish I kind of knew more about, and I could study more about it for sure. But yeah, interesting. And it's like the only Asian country that's like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like if you go, like Korean, they speak and write in the Korean language. You go to Japan, they speak and write in katakana or kanji, and they speak and write in Japanese, Chinese, so on and so forth. But in the Philippines, it's like no, it's English. Chuk, that's how I feel about not picking up Tagalog growing up. Yeah. I can't really speak it at all, and I understand maybe like a handful of words. My brother's a lot better at understanding those things, understanding Tagalog. But even then, there's a lot of different dialects in the Philippines, and so it like my mom, she speaks Ilocano, which is like a different language effectively from the Philippines. It doesn't share many words in common with Tagalog, I don't think. And so it's interesting, like as small as a country as the Philippines is, that there's like multiple languages. And your dad speaks Ilocano. Yeah. Mrs. Zilla Concrete. Yeah, so my mom only really speaks it when she like speaks to family on her side. Um, and my dad, he spoke Filipino, Tagalog, and I want to say Bisaya. But yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. I remember my principal, my principal in elementary school. You know, this white guy, and you know, we've got like a pretty big Filipino community in our area, and so he tried to say something in Tagalog, and he also said Tagalog like Tagalog. I'm gonna say something in Tagalog, and even just saying that, I was like, Tagalog? You tried. You get it. You tried. Mm-mm-mm. Paper Joe, if only there was a Filipino Gundam in Gundam. In G Gundam? Man, yeah, that would be sweet. I would love to see that. Might have to make some fan art. Might have to make some fan art of that. There's a lot of people that love building gunpla in the Philippines, as a matter of fact. Um, I Oni Razu streams and builds gunpla. It's from the Philippines. Got a couple of other ones like Nocta Vicenia also builds. So there's a handful of folks that I follow. It's cool. It's cool, you know. And they do have their own GBWC competition, and there's a lot of amazing builds that come out of there. Yeah, Oni. Paper Joy, the main reason why there's two main dialects was because of the Cultural Revolution in China. They forced it down to two for the sake of social cohesion. My family didn't get the memo. Oh, you guys speak like different dialects? Okay. Oni. Oops, I forgot something. I forgot to add a part. Yeah, Oni was actually here, not too at the early part of the stream. He's probably sleeping now. He went on for a good little while, and he was building the Kshatriya. The Kshatriya is a humongous HG. It's a freaking huge ass HG kit, which almost looks proportionately, or size-wise rather, height-wise, similar to something like a master grade. That's fucking cool. It's got quite a donk. Gonna have to compile a list of best donks, best gunpla donks. Okay. Okay, there we go. And now we put these in the backpack. These are the little handles for her beam sabers. And this is another situation that we're going to put a sticker, but I don't want to. I don't want to! I might. I probably will do it, but for now, let's just kind of lightly place that right there. And now this goes on the backpack. Boop. Cute little backpack. And now that is pretty much the model. We have to do the accessories like the shield and the weapon, but this is the aerial. And wow, I really like it. It looks great. It has the right amount of detail and the color separation. There's just enough gray, you know, kind of interspersed amongst the white to kind of break up the eye or break it up, and some visual interest. Let's observe the donk. The donk isn't too rotund. It's kind of flat. I was saying earlier how so much of this model kind of resembles the human form in terms of like the roundness and the shapes of the thighs and the calf. That's not something that you often see with Gundam, at least like Universal Century styled Gundams. The Barbatos kind of does have a bit more of a human kind of physique to it as well. But yeah, but for as much of the roundness that we have going on here, the donk somewhat lacking. But you know, she's trying. She's trying out here. We can actually put this on a flight stand. These are fairly inexpensive flight action bases that come 2 in a pack. I have one of these. I like it. I like it. It's just enough to kind of hold up an HG, so that's kind of cool. And we'll just leave them like that. Maybe we'll just kind of, there you go, for the stream. For the stream, just right there. How's my beverage situation going? You know what, guys? Let's take another break. Let's get another break. I'm gonna get another coffee. This is coffee number 3. Let's get another coffee. Let's go to this screen, break time, and let's get you some break music. Pizza rolls, goddamn. That sounds good. Pizza roll. Oh, you know what? I have one more Uncrustable, but it's in the freezer. I'll put it in the. I'll put it outside and we'll defrost it. I'm gonna get that. I got the final Uncrustable, guys. Let's consume it. Let's get some break music. What are you guys feeling like? All right, let's get this. Let's get this. Do. Where'd it go? Ah, here we are. Here you go. You minx, you. Alright, guys. BRB. Got the P Bandai aerial pre-order, looking forward to it. So would that be the one that has, it's kind of like generally the same, but it has a couple of different parts like that are different colored? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Okay. B28. Permit 6, so the finish on some of the parts is sparkly. Oh, that sounds cool. Sparkles. Now you're speaking my language. Some sparkles? Hell yeah. Just gnarly, I got the no, I read that. I told myself I would only get 1 kit a month from now on, but I just came back from the hobby store and they had the RG Talgies for like 25. Dude, 25 bucks? You have to make an exception. Exceptions have to be made. 25 bucks all day. Hell yeah. Yeah, I hear that's a nice kit. I want to get some kind of Talgies, whether it's the high grade or the real grade, or sorry, the real grade or the master grade. Definitely want one because it's a lovely design. It's a lovely geese. All these little bitties go here and here and here. Carmi! Hello, Carmi. We're going extra long today. But I'm glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. How you holding up, Carmi? Are you getting stuff done? I see that. We're so close, guys. Finishing up this this charming aerial. It could be a momentous day when I start building my RG Goose. Yeah. I look forward to it. What's next for Chuk, anyways, in the world of Gunpla? What is the next model kit that you'll build? Do you have that lined up? And when will we be blessed with such a day? Carmi, I did 2 runs of my video so far. Ooh. Mr. really enjoy this build? I am. I actually really am. But also, it's kind of just worked out that, like, I have time to stream extra long today. And I had my dinner, just to, such as it is, on stream. I had my dinner on stream. Not just crackers, but I had an Uncrustable. I had a good old Uncrustable. I ate the last Uncrustable in Canada. I consumed the final Uncrustable known to Canadian shores, known to Canada. Ate it live in front of everyone, live on stream. Was it a savory one? No, it wasn't. Those ones have been devoured by my brother. There was less in a box, like 4 of them per box. So yeah, those have been consumed. Let's see here. C25. Just gonna get all them biddies. Live and unthawed. Live and unthawed. Raw and unthawed. That morsel of a stream. Yep. And I happen to be a believer in Uncrustables now. It took a while, but I'm like, you guys can actually find that footage. It's on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel. You might have to scroll back to February, but yeah, you can find my live reaction to Uncrustables. And I was not a fan. I was kind of like, this is okay, being very diplomatic about it. You know, this cross-border policy, trying to be very diplomatic. I was like, okay. And my mom, she saw the video, and she was like, you hated them. You didn't want to say it, but you hated them. But now I can honestly say that I enjoyed Uncrustables. Now I'm putting it out to all of you burger bros, burger bras. You tell me, Mama with the truth. Yeah, she was able to perceive through the lies and the deceit, and I was like, she's like, you actually hated it. You didn't want to say. What's the next American thing? What's the next American thing that I'm gonna have to find? Next time I'm down? You guys tell me. What? Oh, it's a little unbalanced now, thanks to the shield. There you go. Ooh, chicken and waffles? I'm pretty sure I can find that somewhere in Canada, but I haven't had chicken and waffles. I want to go to Waffle House. Wait, can I get chicken and waffles at Waffle House? You know the whole ranch thing? I know you mentioned that, Chuk. And it's so funny because an animator friend of mine, she's based in Vancouver. She's Canadian, but she deals with a lot of American clients. And she was saying that, like, whenever she has to do a scene with food that's involved, the feedback that she gets is there has to be ranch dressing in the scene. Isn't that crazy? And you, and then you showed that picture of all the ranch, and I was like, whoa, it's true. Americans really like your ranch. It's true. Uh-oh, Carmi. What are we ugging? What are we ugging? I have to tell you a story of a woman that went out on a date. Wait, who was this woman? Was it you? Was this lady that we're talking about here? Was this the setup? Was it the setup? Chuk, I was like, I want marinara sauce for my matzo sticks, please. Just the more caucastic Americans. Oh, another woman named Charmy. Yes, yes, yes. Another woman named Charmy. Roger that. Okay, let's see. The guy took her to an exotic restaurant. I forgot which. She's very picky about her food, so she ordered food, but she asked the waiter if they have ranch, because she loves ranch. She can really eat anything with ranch. Did she get the ranch? Don't leave me hanging here. Did she really get the ranch? What's... Man... Oh, okay, here, there's more. But the waiter said, no, we don't. We have different sauces, but she didn't like them. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm waiting with bated breath here. This is like the American classic tale. This is some epic storytelling here. Yeah, I can honestly say that I don't really have ranch too often. Yeah, Americans love ranch. Oh yeah, right. Not slicing the caucastic ones. So what she did was excuse herself, went outside to a convenience store nearby, and got herself a bottle of ranch and brought it back to the restaurant. The waiter and date gave her the worst side eye. Damn. Well, listen. If you gotta get that ranch, you gotta get that ranch. I am not going to hold it against anyone if you want your sauce, you want your side, you want your pairing, and they don't got it. You gotta take things into your own hands. You know what I'm saying? I salute her. Kanchuk. Bravo, woman. Bravo. I stand by a lady that gets what she wants. You go get it, girl. You get your ranch. You get your ranch. And the date never asked her out again. Come on now. And that lady's name was... No compromising. We stand a true queen. Listen. If you gotta have ranch, you gotta have ranch. It wasn't Carmy though. We're proud of you, Charmy. We're proud of you, not Carmy. That was a good tale. That was a tall tale. That was an epic saga. You know, you need to option the film rights for that immediately. You gotta get the option film rights. You know? Spielberg's gonna come knocking. A tale of a woman on a date who couldn't find ranch dressing. Starring not Carmy. Starring Miranda Cosgrove as not Carmy. Ranch Uncompromised. Soundtrack by... What's that guy? The guy that does all the frickin'... all the Christopher Nolan movies. Okay. All these parts can detach, and then you can reattach them in different places. Bueno. Whoa. Oh, this gun thing here. Yeah. But it was a huge debate because some people had said for her to explore taste buds and tolerate the food without ranch, and you know the other side takes as no big deal. Girl wanted her ranch. I think that's... I can see it. You know, you want to explore your new horizons, you know what I'm saying? But yes, I also see the other side. You want your ranch? You go get your ranch. It's not a deal breaker for me. Listen, ladies out there, you want to go outside, get yourself some ranch. By all means, I might even join you. I might even come with you. Let's go get some ranch. No biggie. Whatever. Get your ranch. Not here to judge. It's the only SF signs that Christopher Nolan uses. Womp. Womp. I can see the lens flare. Shoot, I bagged my fiance by not sharing the dessert on our first date. There you go. See? Got some ladies looking for some tips on how to bag your mans. Do not share the dessert. That's a Chook original piece of advice, and you just might find yourself. Did he put a ring on it immediately? He was like, I'm gonna have to put a ring on that. Alright, so let's see. Let's just do here. Let's clean up. This is done. We're done, guys. We've talked a lot. We've definitely discussed many things about food. I'm so glad we could all share in this moment. Cross-cultural exchange, learning about food, learning about ranch. Carmi, I bagged mine by giving them a glizzy. Oh shit! Hold on now. Have I been claimed? Okay, so we can detach some parts and then reattach them elsewhere. So here on the shield, look at this. Looky. Amazing innovations. I mean, I might have heard that a few times, Epo. Right here. And right here. I think he put a ring on it because I never left. Carmi, someone's spreading rumors about me claiming you. Are they rumors? Because I had to roll back the footage on that, and I distinctly heard from you that you had claimed me. I had heard that. Love this model. Yeah, we can attach some extra little bitties all over this model. I'm just trying to double check here, because it's kind of like a situation where you gotta finagle all this. I was out of context. That is the ultimate option select for people that say problematic shit, and then it's like it was out of context. You guys don't know. That was out of context. So, I mean, fair play to you, Carmi. And then we put, what? We put these... Oh, I see. You guys don't understand. That was out of context. Put this over here. Yeah, we can disassemble the shield. Carmi, I was helping you out because someone wanted you? Oh boy. Yeah, I may have missed that part. Someone was wanting me? Oh boy. Oh boy. Bro, how did these parts get out? Right here. Oh, we gotta take out this one. Yeah, all these... what do they call them? Gun bits? All these little gun bits. So I claimed them. So I claimed you to get them not interested. You're welcome. There you go. There we go. I've been saved. Carmi saved me. I should be thanking Carmi. Problem solved. Carmi figured it out. Claire! Claire! We're breaking her down, guys. We are breaking her down. Claire soon. She opened up to us just a little bit. We learned that she likes film. Chook, I looked into it, and what I had read was that it may or may not work with the mod, the existing Stardew Expanded mod, because it's a different mod. So we're adding like a mod on top of a mod, and it sounds like some people say it should work, some people say it doesn't work. I kind of just have to try it out for myself. So yeah, we'll see. I'm a little afraid of testing it out for fear of like blowing everything up, but I mean, it should be fine. We'll see. Carmi, you mean the one Epo stocks at night? Hold on now. This gun is kind of unusual, the way it's like such a big flashy thing. It's kind of weird, but I guess that's how it is in the show. But yeah, here we are, and I put the armor bits all over the model rather than using it as a shield. I think that ultimately I'll use it as a shield at the end of the day, but I do like how like the extra armor bits look. It's kind of neat. But yeah, what a cool model. What a great model. And we finished it up. That's all there is to it. The aerial. And I really like it. Like I said, there's folks out there that took this model and have adjusted it to make like make the waist a little longer, because it's not quite as accurate to the show or something. I don't know. And so I'm gonna have to look into that and see if that's... I hear it's not too hard to do that, so I'll look into that. But yeah, what a cool model.